The Dhammapada, one of Buddhism's most revered texts, distills the Buddha's teachings into concise, profound verses, offering a timeless guide to ethical living, spiritual growth, and liberation from suffering. Verse 183 of the Dhammapada. Do no harm. Practice virtue, discipline the mind, captures the Buddha's core teachings in a threefold path. Non-harming nurtures compassion and reduces suffering. Virtue, sila, fosters integrity and positive actions. And mind discipline, bhavana, through mindfulness refines awareness and overcomes ignorance. Together they form a path to inner peace and liberation, rooted in personal responsibility and self-mastery.
The Mahabodhisattva Alu said, "Ethics is the clarity of honesty valued upon not harming self or others, the maturity of which is compassion."
Unpacking the great Bodhisattva's wisdom reveals profound steps illuminating a progressive understanding of ethics as expressions of compassion, offering clarity of the highest and most transformative wisdom, the union of which is called in Tibetan Buddhism Rigpa, meaning the unimpeded clarity of wisdom.
Alu said, "Ethics begins with honesty. Ethics is the clarity of honesty, as intentional results affirm memory. Honesty is essential for ethical clarity, which affects mindfulness. Without honesty, one cannot truly understand the impact of their actions on themselves or others. Reflect on your intentions and actions with sincerity." Alu tells us it is only with ethics that the path of introspection truly harmonizes with the way of inference to reveal the conditionalities from which they arise. Reflect on recurring patterns to predict and understand their conditions.
Alu teaches that introspection and inference are natural cognitive functions present even in animals. Yet when introspection and inference are harmonized through the lens of ethical morality, they transcend their ordinary nature. In this union, the very conditionalities that give rise to any introspective or inferential mind are unveiled, illuminating the profound interplay of causes that shape awareness itself. Here are some examples. Mindfulness, sati. Observing recurring thoughts of craving allows one to infer their triggers. For example, stress or environmental cues, allowing the development of strategies to weaken their influence. Investigation, Dharma Vikaya. Repeated experiences of anger in similar situations can be analyzed to uncover underlying conditions, such as unmet expectations or perceived injustices. Effort, virya. Recognizing procrastination patterns allows inference of conditions like fear of failure, guiding the focused effort to counteract them. And finally, loving kindness, metta. Observing recurring feelings of aversion toward certain individuals helps infer underlying biases, enabling the conscious cultivation of kindness to dissolve them.
By cultivating the direct discernment of the clarifying truth of situations without distortion, sampajana. This recognition, born of mindful awareness, is the profound power of release, free from the veils of personal bias or desires. It enables one to perceive reality as it truly is, unclouded and luminous, and to act in alignment with the wisdom and equanimity that transcends all attachments. Alu declares, "Ethics is the profound value of non-harming, a principle rooted in the wisdom of compassion and clarity. When one values not harming oneself or others, each action becomes a reflection of this higher truth, accumulating in a stream of conduct that transcends the cycles of harm and suffering. Such actions no longer fall prey to negative consequences, for they are aligned with the natural law of harmony and balance, creating a foundation for peace and the flourishing of all beings."
Non-harming or ahimsa is the fundamental criterion of ethical action. Ethics involves actions and decisions that minimize harm and prioritize the well-being of all, including oneself. Cultivate the watchful eye of mindfulness to ensure your actions are free from intentions to harm. Evaluate how choices might affect others, not just immediately but in the long term.
From the celestial realms of Tushita, Alu states that honesty and non-harming are interconnected. Ethics combines clarity of honesty and non-harming with dignity as its integral principles. Clarity through honesty enables one to see the consequences of their actions accurately, guiding them to avoid harm and obscuration. Potential blade of wisdom cutting through the confines of grasped moments. Honesty ensures accountability to become responsive in assessing whether harm and ignorance are being caused.
Align your thoughts, words, and actions with truth and kindness. Be vigilant about self-deception or justifications that could lead to harm.
Alu's celestial wisdom reveals, just as an acorn grows into a mighty oak when nurtured by favorable conditions, so too does ethics serve as the fertile ground and life-giving moisture for compassion to germinate and flourish. Yet the profound truth is this: compassion is the far-reaching light, the radiant condition that enables all seeds of ethics to awaken and thrive. It is the light of all the Buddhas, revealing that even the smallest act of ethics arises from a context higher than itself, rooted in the boundless potential of compassion's illumination. And so, in the timeless echo of this truth, every act of virtue becomes a beacon, bridging the finite with the infinite, illuminating the way for all beings to rise beyond themselves, the maturity of which is compassion. As one practices honesty and non-harming, ethics matures into compassion, an active care for the well-being of others. Compassion is the flowering of ethics when the understanding of interconnectedness and empathy deepens. Move beyond simply avoiding harm. Actively seek to relieve suffering and promote joy. Cultivate loving kindness, or metta, and an understanding of others' perspectives to act compassionately.